Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel and the subsequent videos, I'm going to be showing what I'm doing to train for a full Ironman, and then any other fitness goals that I have as well. Kind of the goal of this channel is really just all around fitness, a little bit around how I manage it, traveling like most of you do, and working a full-time job. But really my goals for this year, my primary goal is completing the Ironman Florida on November 4th of 2023 in Panama City Beach. For anyone not familiar, a Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a full marathon at the end, which is 26.2 miles. So it's currently March 14th of 2023. I've actually, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that I've already been training for this. I hadn't picked this out specifically. I'd kind of thought I was just going to do a half Ironman kind of in the summer of 2023, but I think my ultimate goal is a full, so I might as well just sign up for the whole thing and kind of hit maybe the half Ironman along the way. So really that's the primary goal of this channel, is to just show how I'm training for it. I've kind of revised what I want to do with this channel since starting it, is really just to do much shorter videos, really just like almost like shorts, like minute long, just kind of my daily training. That way I can keep more content coming out. It doesn't take me as long to edit because I am terrible at editing, as you can see probably from my previous videos, so I can just get more videos out, really of just like shorts of what my training encompasses each day as I go forward with this Ironman. And so obviously that training is going to be sometimes at home in Tampa or wherever I might be. So that's the goal of this channel. There'll also be some other content maybe in there, but mostly this year is going to be full-fledged, all about the Ironman. I don't know if I'm going to include much nutrition information. That's really just on request. If any followers I ever have on YouTube want to know about that, absolutely. But I'm still learning about all of this right now. I just started kind of endurance training last October of 2022. Really, once I wanted to start losing some weight that I had gained over the last few months. Already down about 20 pounds, so I'll probably throw a recap in of that, how all that went down, how I lost some weight, why I got out of shape a little bit in general. So one thing I also want to talk about is, since you can see probably the previous 2 months and a couple of videos that I put out, that I already was Ironman training. So one thing I actually already did was on March 11th of 2023, I signed up for a Olympic triathlon. And an Olympic triathlon is about a mile swim, a 26-mile bike ride, and a 6-mile run. And that's not exact, because I think their distances are actually in like kilometers. So you can look it up and find out the exact distances, or I'll post them below in the description. But yeah, that's what I did. And I'll put a screenshot of my results and how I did. And really it was just to kind of get a feel of what it's like doing these transitions, showing up to a race, just so when I go to my first Ironman, it's not completely new to me. So I learned about nutrition, how, switching from swimming to biking works, some of the rules, and just really get a feel for it and see how my training's been going. I'll talk more about the training app that I'm using, but I'll share with how I did on the triathlon. So March 11th, this is all chip time. So how the chip on my ankle, how I did. And then I'll go over how I did on my Garmin, which was kind of like, doesn't have the transitions in there, and I think a little bit more accurate because somehow my run was not correct on the chip. But anyways, It took me 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 54 seconds. Overall, out of everyone, I got 50th out of 177. Out of 25 to 29 males, I was 2 of 6. And keep in mind, it says my age is 27. I'm only 26. I do not want to be 27 yet, so I'm only 26. And out of males, I was 35 out of 116. So I was actually pretty happy about that. Before we get into anything else, my very first time swimming in open water, and that was 100% the hardest thing. And then I also just have the cheapest bike. I have a $1,500 bike, and there's people with $10,000 tri bikes there. And I was keeping up. So I was really, really happy with that. And then you can see my run. It says I did it in 46 minutes. It says my bike was 1 hour and 23 minutes. And my swim was 31:27. So that is all by the chip. Now let's go into what my Garmin Connect had, which was, okay, for the swim, I clocked that in at 31:18. Just over a mile swim. So it's I did one loop, I got out of the water, and then went back in and did the loop again. This was very hard. I need to work on swimming in open water. It was in the morning, and the water was actually really choppy. There was a bunch of waves, the tide pushing you back in, towards the shore. So it was really hard getting out there, and just water was super dark, and it's Florida Lake, so there's gators, and it's not the cleanest lake to be swimming at. So that's definitely something I need to work on before the next race. Then the cycling, you can see here, I did 1 hour and 25 minutes, 24.58 miles. Again, should be 26, so that's kind of confusing there. So maybe the chip on the bike, the chip time is more correct, but yeah, total ascent is 1,073 feet, average speed of 17.3 miles per hour, which you can see is 1,000 feet of elevation ascent is pretty big compared to what I'm used to. I only do 100 feet on a ride from Tampa to St. Pete, so it was very, very hilly, which I didn't think would happen in Florida. I didn't even think it existed in Florida, but yeah, along the lakeshore, it is very much up and down the whole time. And I could actually see that my max speed was almost 41 miles an hour when I was going down one of those hills. I was really flying. But I'm really happy with that. With my bike, I don't even have clip-in shoes yet, arrow handlebars, and I was moving. I was keeping up with a lot of people. I was passing a lot of people, so I was definitely making up some time there. Granted, there was the people that had really, really good bikes that, were just zooming by me. But other than that, I'm very happy with the results on that. And then now to my run, which I was most impressed with. I've kind of learned, before this race, 2 weeks before, I kind of did a mock brick workout, which was basically the exact same thing minus the swim. And I figured out how I could change my running to get a little faster. So yeah, I did a 7:24 overall pace after everything for 6.3 miles for 46 minutes and 34 seconds. Let's see. Average pace, 7 minutes and 24 seconds. Yep. And my best pace was 6:35. Let's see if I can break down my actual miles. So the first mile was 7:21. That was pretty good. And my fifth and sixth mile, you can see 7:16, 7:08. I have literally not trained to be this fast. I usually am doing 8.5 to 9.5 minute miles, and that day I felt great. Kept my heart rate, which was what I was mostly focused on. Was keeping it at 160. You can see I let it get up there at the end, but I wanted to keep my heart rate between 150 and 160, and I felt great. I definitely could have kept running, at a 7-minute 30 to 8-minute pace. So felt really good. I'm very happy with my performance besides the swim, and I'm excited to race again. This was really fun. I'm glad I picked this up, and I definitely encourage anybody to get into this for sure. So just to kind of wrap it up, there's my results. I might make another video on some results, or my nutrition plan for that race, because that's huge. How I fueled the night before, the morning of, and during the race. And yeah. So my goals for the Ironman Florida on November 4th, I'll also just put that in another video, but just kind of the time. And I want to finish. I don't want to get injured, which is a big deal. Easy to do. It's easy to train hard and get hurt. So again, what you can expect from this is just going to be everything, for me training up to November 4th. And everything fitness, nutrition related for someone who, works just like all the rest of everybody. Traveling a lot and working full time. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed and you watch my next videos. Thanks.